Ana Maria Corres Mugan struggles with what a devastating storm has left on the Shellfish banks at the coast of Galicia's island of Arosa in Spain. Tons of algae. We have to remove it quickly. And look how much we have to remove. We'll see how much shellfish will survive this. These ones are cockles, and look, now they have come to the top. They were suffocating. Now we have to leave the place clean and they will bury themselves again. Ana Maria is a shellfish collector and, like most here, has dedicated her whole life to this traditional job in the north of Spain. But it's become more difficult. Extreme weather events and pollution can easily spoil her harvest. Lately, she is worried about the plans to open a big fiber factory nearby. The water that will arrive here will be contaminated. It'll be discharged into the river and flow into the sea. If they open a factory, then that's our end, really our end, and we need to find other jobs. The estuary of Arosa is one of Spain's most economically active bay areas. Thousands work in the fishery business and supply fresh produce to markets all over the country. The fiber factory proposed by Portuguese company Altri is considered a threat to many and could be built between Melide and Palas de Rey, inland. Signs of protest are omnipresent. Tens of thousands signed petitions against the factory. At peak times, it could use up to 46 million liters of water from the region's Ulla River every day. More than half would go back into the river, recycled and treated. It's treated water. That does not mean that it is water in good condition. This water will somehow alter the characteristics of the river, and it will directly affect and economically impact the activity that is linked to the river and the Arosa estuary. We're talking about an ecological impact that I believe has not yet been fully calculated, because we are talking about a climate emergency scenario that will require brave and decisive actions to counteract what is happening to us. Altri's project is a direct attack on local entrepreneurs and the environment, says biologist Ana Corredoira. She runs a small family farm with 100 cows and produces milk, all organic and certified. She also fears the factory's emissions could cause acid rain and spoil the meadow where her cows graze. Any contamination puts her ecolabel at risk. Altri's Pedro Baptista insists that doubts about contamination are unreasonable, as the factory will use new technologies to keep pollution to a minimum. Licensing and EU funds have yet to be confirmed, though. The locally governing Conservative Party supports the factory, saying it would create 500 direct jobs, producing biodegradable lyocell. Baptista says the water footprint of the production plant would be restricted. We have a treatment plant. One of our plants has a technology that is new to this industry. It allows us to have such quality that it is possible to recirculate a part of the water inside the plant to replace water collected from the reservoir. But locals are not convinced. Dozens of initiatives in Galicia have held events to discuss their options and how to stop the project. Also here at a meeting of a platform to protect the Arosa estuary. Time and again they have witnessed how industrial spills have contaminated their waters. They won't rely on promises yet again. The problem of the current pollution in the Arosa estuary partly comes from failures in the sanitation of urban wastewater treatment plants and partly from industrial pollution. It comes from the Ulla River, which is behind us, or from the Ulna River, or from the factories that are close to the estuary. And factories are often not controlled by the autonomous administration as they should be.
Estas fábricas muchas veces no son controladas por la administración autonómica como debieran.
That makes the Arosa estuary vulnerable, and shellfish collectors like Ana Maria Corres Mugan even more protective of what matters to herself and many others. This is my life since I was little, and the life of my grandparents and parents, and I want it to continue, and the people that work and care for it. The regional government wants to publish an environmental impact report for the fibre factory soon, a factory that few here can imagine coexisting with.